Leigha Krivacek and I recently presented to middle schoolers about mental health and suicide. She's a superstar volunteer with Junior League of Jacksonville and Big Brothers Big Sisters. Please welcome Leigha.
I'm actually taller right now. I'm usually short. Little kiddo had the world for her taking. I was always known for my smile, my cheery personality. I would hate to see others be bullied or not feeling well, and I would put myself in their shoes to ensure that they were okay, that they were happy. I was even deemed Leigha, little ray of sunshine. And there it began. I hit middle school and thought my constant worry and thoughts of inadequacies, lack of confidence, self-esteem were normal. It was an obsession. Why am I not worthy? I was always active in my life with sports, organizations, and I really started to thrive in high school. I enjoyed being a very approachable and outgoing leader, but inside I noticed I wasn't fulfilling myself, or to me, I wasn't enough. I distinctively remember driving home after my softball practice junior year and thought to myself, what if I just moved my car off to the side of the road? What if I hit that tree there and just be gone forever? Would anyone care? Doubtful. But I caught wind of the song in my car, snapped out of it, and muttered to myself, no, not me. I'm too strong to be depressed. There's a sign. So I pushed more, harder, accomplished more things, ran for class office, captain of the softball team, and actually was prom queen. So college wasn't much different. I played softball still, pushed to join every organization, president of SGA, treasurer of my sorority, this, that. Why? Be the leader. Why? Because I loved it. I thrived on the challenge. I never drank a sip of alcohol until I was 21, and even then I still very rarely do. I graduated with honors, functioned at a high level, yet slept about half the time I needed to over the course of those 4 years. And I never understood how others weren't at that same level. Yet another sign. I moved to Jacksonville, Florida post-graduation in 2011, immediately immersed myself into the community. Things were moving and grooving until fall 2012, where it finally hit me. The constant pushing my health to the side hit me, it hit me like numerous panic attacks that were constant and felt like I was actually dying because they feel like actual heart attacks. You see, your brain fully develops around your mid-20s, so isn't that the most perfect time for it to finally hit you whenever you're about to start your adult life? I couldn't sleep, never got out of my bed, shower, leave my room, answer my friends, go to work. I had severe dark thoughts, massive change to my lifestyle. My parents didn't know what to do, so I went into a rehab facility. And then once more, and then was finally just diagnosed with chronic depression. I got on medication and immediately bounced back into the way of life again, sprinting basically. Big surprise. Got off my medication because I thought I was fine. See, that's the issue. I got off my medication thinking that I was fine, but really I was fine because I was on my medication. This is a sad misconception with the illness. In spring 2014, I noticed some similar actions clouded vision to reality and became numb to my environment again. Couldn't work. I went back into the rehab facility, but quickly got out because I convinced them that I was fine and that there was nothing wrong with me. 3 weeks later, I was forced back in because I attempted to take my own life. I was sick to my stomach because my brain and thoughts were so fogged that I genuinely thought the world was a better place without me. Everyone my whole life would tell me, why do you have to be upset? Blah, blah. Supporters, I beg you, don't ever tell somebody with depression that there's nothing to be sad about. The spiders I felt in my veins, it's not a temporary sadness. It's a chronic illness of the brain, constantly stuck in the cloud of these dark and evil thoughts, convincing you all day, every day, screaming from the inside. Then, almost ending my life here on earth, then is when I finally started my recovery and focused on my treatment. Shortly after that time, my parents separated and divorced, and my grandfather passed away from leukemia, which was my first close loss. I was healthy, but I noticed for the first time in my life how fast I was moving and how I wanted to clean my floors instead of sleeping in the middle of the night. So, in fall 2015, I went to my doctor, and he diagnosed me with bipolar depressive disorder. This explains my serious crashes, but to be honest, for the first time here to share, it was probably a diagnosis I thought I had my entire life. Around that same time, I noticed that my speech was slurring. I wasn't able to move as quickly as normal, yet my thoughts were finally clear. The weeks went on and my mobility worsened. By one point, I was completely stuttering, having an accent, and couldn't even walk or move my arms well. I went to the hospital and received every physical test, but I was healthy. Finally, the psychiatrist diagnosed me with conversion disorder, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a physical attack of stress. Essentially, the stress from my external environment and also being properly diagnosed reset my entire brain, and I had to start all over. Moreover, I was having non-epileptic seizures because my senses were so heightened. And noises or smells or anything could cause me to seize and fall. But I would immediately wake up and couldn't open my eyes or speak. I felt trapped, not only mentally, but emotionally and physically. I was living an actual nightmare. And as a collegiate athlete, that was not fun to be stuck. I had to go through occupational therapy to gain my speech and motor skills again, and finally reach full recovery in early 2016. I learned who my true support group was, my friends, my family, a guy who was physically carrying me around. Because believe me, many people come and go. I'd like to reshare this thought that I've heard and how interesting it is that others are so quick to sign your cast whenever you break your arm. Yet when you share about your depression or illness, people just seem to run away. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to raise your hand, ask for guidance. You are not alone. Never once think that you are not worthy or that the world would be a better place without you, because it would not. Take it from somebody who genuinely believed those dark thoughts and finally saw through the fog. I am not my illness, but I am, however, in an oddly twisted way, thankful, because it helped me understand me, see the roses, breathe, relax for the first time in my entire life. A recent MBA graduate, and now planning my wedding with the guy that was physically carrying me around that whole time. This is my brave. My story is not over, because I'm just getting started. Thank you.